Hello, everyone. Trust you are well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the location that you're watching us from. My name is Adegoke Omotela. You're welcome to Leadership Talk Review. Tonight, I just want to jump in real quick and just to do a review. Happy Easter to all of us. I trust that we're having a wonderful time with our families. It's been a privilege showing up regularly since the 15th of August, to be precise, 2020. It's been very hectic. But I just want to thank God for the privilege to show up and add value. Leadership Talk with Adegoke. It's been an amazing journey, and no doubt, you've been blessed. Tonight we don't have a guest. I'm the special guest tonight, and I'm just going to be sharing what the journey has, been, for us, how the journey has been. And we're so thankful for the privilege to add value in the past, I believe, about 8 months. Today would have been edition 30. But we're just trying to do a review. Leadership Talk with Adegoke has been a blessing to so many, including my humble self. And there's no doubt that this would not have happened but for the grace of God. So we're showing up powerfully, and we're adding value to so many people across the globe. I've had quite a number of guests on this program. Guests scattered across, all over the world. Leadership Talk with Adegoke just started during the COVID, COVID, challenge, and leaders always show up during crisis. And for me, it's been a journey. Leadership Talk with Adegoke. We've had about 29 episodes, and Leadership Talk with Adegoke. The next session, which is next week, is going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Back to back, we're going to have two powerful women. I just want you to invite your friends next week, Sunday, 7 p.m. West African time and 1 p.m. Eastern. That's if you're in the US. Yes, thank you so much. I want to appreciate my colleagues on the John Maxwell team that have always been here Sunday, week in, week out. I have Coach Abiola Shoremekun, a fellow John Maxwell team speaker and trainer on the platform already. We've taken so many topics on Leadership Talk with Adegoke. He's also on podcast. If you would like to listen to the past episodes, it's on podcast. It's on Apple. It's on Google Podcast. It's also on Spotify. We've taken so many topics, and if you know that there's a topic that you'd like us to speak on, please drop it in the comment section. We've spoken on leadership and customer service, leadership and education, leadership and innovation, leadership and corporate governance. We've taken leadership and mental health, leadership and fatherhood, leadership and special needs, leadership and financial discipline, leadership and self-management. Also spoken on risk management, politics, entrepreneurship, taking fintech. We've taken early education. We've also spoken on small business. We've taken the rule of law, adaptability, leadership and mindset, spoken on leadership and significance, leadership and execution, teenagers, men, marriage, purpose. So, but the one for next week is going to be amazing. We are going to be having two ladies back to back. So instead of showing up and having the session from 7 to 8, we're going to have an extended version next week by the special grace of God. Why are we having this? I mean, it's just the leading of the Holy Spirit. Yes, someone said leadership and recalibration. Okay. Leadership. Okay. Oh, leadership and recalibration. No, that was not with the one we call it Unwosu was leadership and significance. That's been you know, I mean, the feedback on leadership and significance has been massive, you know. For those who are joining us, if you would like to listen to the past sessions of Leadership Talk with Adegoke, it's on, you know, it's on podcast, like I said earlier. You know, you can see it there. It's on Spotify, and it's also, you can subscribe on also on a YouTube channel. You can follow us on YouTube, and also on you can also subscribe on follow us on Apple Podcast. Now, yes, Leadership Talk with Eunice. Okay, the one on motherhood. Yeah, that was one of our early editions. I mean, I learned so much from Dr. Eunice. It was amazing. I mean, she bared her mind on how to relate with her children, and it was so fascinating. You know, a lot of these sessions, you know, I must say, have also been a blessing. I've not just been showing up, but I've been showing up also to learn. For example, the one on leadership and teenagers that I had with Mute Olori was very powerful. I mean, there have been quite a number of positive feedbacks on that one with teenagers. The one that also was very powerful was the one on financial discipline, leadership and financial discipline. A lot of people, you know, they have savings, but for you to become wealthy, you have to be able to move from savings to investment, you know. And I had Steve Amangbo speak to that. We also had leadership and fatherhood, you know, which was spoken to by Pastor Atao Bole, you know, talking about the role of fathers. And I'm sure you were able to listen to Obama last week, or those of us that follow him on his Facebook page, and he has been talking about his father in recent times. He said he met his father last when he was 10 years old, and the impact of that meeting, you know, was very profound. His father taught him how to you know, listen to jazz, you know, and some other things. So it's been amazing. We've also taken leadership and entrepreneurship for those who are entrepreneurs. If you want to listen to the past sessions, you can go to our YouTube channel, Adegoke Omotola, and also you can go to subscribe on a podcast as well. Now, the essence of this session is to do like a review, because it's very important. Even when you show up like this, it's also important for you to take feedback from your listeners, and also to appreciate, particularly those who have been turning up every Sunday, you know, without fail. I just want to say that we salute you. Without you, we would not be able to show up to add value. And no doubt, what we're getting in terms of feedback is amazing. For me, particularly, I just think that, you know, I'm on an assignment, and this is my, you know, there's something called, you know, in Japanese called the ikigai, you know, what makes you get fulfillment. For me, this is priceless. This is my own CNN. This is my own platform, you know, so I show up, you know, and I make myself vulnerable to add value, because these things, this is our legacy. This is my own legacy. It's a way of giving back, having received so much. And you've been on the John Maxwell team has also been a plus. I want to appreciate, like I said, quite a number of my colleagues that come on this platform from time to time. Mary Helen Nadi from Abuja, Abiola Shoremekun from Lagos, Odeyemi Olaiwole from the city of Lagos, from Jos Plateau, Conrad Agaba, also from Abuja. This 4 ladies and gentlemen have been very supportive, because the truth of the matter is that if you want to go fast, you can go alone, but if you want to go far, go with others. And that's been very instructive for me. I'm also thankful that this leadership talk has also been a blessing. I put up a post on Facebook. I think that was a few days ago. The cities of the world and the countries where a leadership talk with Adegoke has been listened to regularly. Last week, we had, feedback that top countries are Nigeria, United Kingdom, United States of America, Canada, and also top cities. We have Lagos, we have San Jose, Abuja, Atlanta, London, New York. So what we're doing here, to the glory of God, is not just that we're showing up, we're getting feedback that there's a lot of impact being made through this platform. And we don't take it lightly. It's by the grace of God, sparing our lives and just showing up at this time. So if you have questions for us, or if you have suggestions, just drop in the comments section. And so we can speak to it. But no doubt, it's been a privilege. It's been an honor showing up from back to back by the special grace of God. And most importantly, I want to remind us that next week, like I said earlier, we're going to have 2 amazing ladies on this platform. 2 amazing ladies on this platform to add value. And those ladies, I'm not going to reveal their names now, but I can tell you they're established and distinguished ladies. 2 hours. So we're going to have the first session 7 to 8, and this second segment at 8 to 9. So leadership talk with Adegoke it's been a privilege for me, showing up and adding value to many lives across the globe. Because what is most important right now is we need leadership. We need leadership all over the world. Whether Nigeria, whether in the US, whether, particularly as a result of COVID. COVID has exposed so many things, and the way we're doing things has changed. We need to lead this crisis, although is abated in some nations, but you can see what is happening even in Europe, as a result of the COVID. Nations are still going through the challenges. So for us, even as leaders, it's not a time to keep quiet. Yes, you said what inspired me. Okay. On the journey of leadership talk, I want to say that what inspired me really was during the lockdown. I attended. I watched John C. Maxwell talking about leading through crisis, and I was so encouraged by the series. I think it was a 3-part series where he spoke about how to lead through crisis. And I said to myself, I must do something at a time like this. Although initially it was quite tough because I had not done any live before. Live sessions I had done, probably I'd done, just maybe recorded sessions. So, live on Facebook. So it took me quite some time to, gather myself together. I'm sure you might be surprised. Yes. So, but I was inspired. And so as I started the first session, it was slow. but eventually we began to build momentum. And I think the turning point also was when I spoke to one of my colleagues, Abiola Shoremekun, who told me that I should give the program a name. It wasn't leadership talk. It was just like leadership and this, leadership and that. And she said to me that I should give it a name, and but I also want to, say here that my wife was also very instructive, because during the lockdown, as I began to speak, then she said, how about the area of leadership that I'm known for? Why don't I speak to it, And I thank God for my wife. I listened to her, and to the glory of God, we were adding value. And so this journey is a journey that is backed by the Holy Spirit. It's not something that I take lightly. I value the audience. I value the support. I value the collaborations. Quite a number of my John C. Maxwell colleagues have been on this platform, to share, and it's been amazing. It's been powerful. But also, I also value the networks. There's been a lot in terms of networks globally right now. We've had speakers from Finland. We've had speakers from the United States. We've had speakers from Nigeria. We're also going to be having the speaker from the US next week by the Special Grace of God. I'm not going to let out the cat from the bag, but we're having two amazing ladies. One from Lagos, Nigeria, that's in Africa, and the other one from the US. So it's been amazing. It's been amazing. I must say that this is my own CNN. This is my own platform, and and we appreciate the patronage, the level of feedback, and the fact that people come here much more longer. After we've finished the program, they watch the replay. The views are going up in terms of the analytics. So you might not be seeing 40 people at the same time, but people come back again and again and again to engage with this program. So Leadership Talk with Adegoke, the lesson for me is that nothing is too small. Nothing is too small. You might think what you're doing in terms of, people are watching. People are watching. No matter how small the effort is, people are watching all over the world. I have some of my friends that I've not seen for about 35 years. There's a friend of mine who lives in Leeds. I've not seen him for about 35 years, but he says he's always watching this program every Sunday. Every Sunday. So Leadership Talk with Adegoke tonight is just a review. It's just to jump in and to let us know that we don't have a guest tonight, but I'm the special guest. And you are also the special guest, our listeners, those who are listening. But if there are topics that you want us to speak on, that you have not been able to listen to, please feel free to drop it in the comment section. There's any topic, and feel free to also share our podcast. You see, because I was on Twitter today, and a particular lady was sharing about, I don't want to drop her name, but she's known globally. And she was sharing about the challenges she has with parenting a teenager. And so I was led to, put the link of Leadership Talk and Teenagers on our Twitter handle. I mean, that's already a solution. So what we have, right now, all the topics that we've spoken to on leadership and recalibration, leadership and significance, leadership and special needs, leadership and education, leadership and innovation, they're actually solutions to people's challenges. That's the truth. And if you go through our YouTube channel, you also get a lot of value. If you go through our podcast, and listen to it on the go, you get a lot of value. The speakers that we brought on these platforms have been amazing. We brought senior advocates, Pastor Dapo Akiosun. He's been on the platform to speak on leadership and the rule of law. And so these are not just ideas that, you can take lightly. They're people of impact. And particularly, I just want to also, I've spoken on this earlier, the two ladies that we have next week. I mean, you'll be amazed. They are, to the glory of God, these ladies are very humble, but they've been able to establish themselves, distinguished ladies. So I just want to remind you that next week, by the special grace of God, is going to be amazing. Back to back, between 7 and 8 o'clock, then from 8 to 9 o'clock in the evening. So these ladies are going to be speaking on topics that we've not spoken on before. They're going to make a lot of impact. So I want you to come with your pens and your notes. So yes. Okay. Someone is saying, how about leadership and governance? Yes, we've had leadership and corporate governance, but we've not had leadership and governance. I know that this area is so critical. Governance is key in leadership. If you get into any environment, if things are working, it is because there's somebody leading at the helm of affairs. But like governance as well. But when you look at governance, governance is very wide. But we'll try and speak to it and just try and narrow it down to governance of nations, or if you want us to speak in terms of a particular area, niche area, whether it's, because like I said, we've spoken on corporate governance, but if it's about governance in terms of nations, then we can also speak to that, but we are evolving, we're growing, we're learning, and that's why we're here tonight. Like I said, it's a review. If you think that there are things that we can do to make it even a better program, but I can tell you that this program has been quite impactful. Even for me, I've learned a lot, and quite a number of people, like I said, they will come back to watch the replay. So it's been amazing. And if you also want to also be part of this, you can send me a chat, on my Facebook page, if you also like to speak alongside with me, and if there's an area of leadership that you feel so strongly about, and you want us to address together, feel free to just reach out to me, and we share the platform together and speak to nations. This is the time for us to show up and add value as much as we can, because we are on an assignment, and whether we like it or not, the time is so short. The two gentlemen that passed on within the last 24 hours, that really shook me, and I pray that the Lord will comfort their families. The first one is Yinka Odumaki, is the spokesperson of Afenifere in Lagos, Nigeria. He died at the prime of his life, although he had made so much impact. I didn't know him physically, one-on-one, but I always watched him on channels. He was a human rights activist, and I heard that, even from his university days, and even when he was in Guardian or one other paper, he made a lot of impact. These are people, the second one is Innocent Chukuma. Is also, into, areas that, social responsibility and so on and so forth. But he was the regional director of Ford Foundation. He passed on also today. Both of them were about the same age, they were about 55 years old, but what we're talking about today is their legacy. What we're talking about today is their legacy. So those two gentlemen, it really shook me, at 55, the prime of their lives. In fact, as a matter of fact, sources said that Innocent Chukuma, who was the regional director of Ford Foundation, was about to write his memoirs. He wanted to travel to the UK to take some time out and write his memoirs, but it didn't come to pass. But beyond that, they had left good legacies. So what am I saying is that even at a time like this, we must begin to live a life of impact. We must live a life of impact. Nothing is too small. So this is our way of giving back. Leadership Talk is, with Adegoke, is a way of giving back, and is a way of giving giving back, and also reaching out, to the world to add value. So I just said I should jump in tonight to do a review once again. Next week, by the special grace of God, we have two special guests. We have two amazing ladies that will be on the platform with me by the special grace of God. Two powerful topics. And I also want you to, yes, may their soul rest in peace. Thank you. Thank you. I pray that the Lord will comfort their families as well. When a breadwinner passes on, the impact on the family. Particularly, both of them were about the same age, 55 years old, but they made a lot of impact for about 20-25 years. They were out there touching lives. So I want to encourage us, even as you're watching me, begin to look at, they were in the second quarter of the year, begin to look at those things that you can begin to do beyond your professional career. Begin to look at those things that you can do to reach out to the world, to touch lives, to engage people, whether you're going to write a book, whether it's going to be mentoring people, just begin to do something positive. So 2 things before I close. I just want to remind you again about my podcast on Google, on Apple, on Spotify, Leadership Talk with Adegoke. So please subscribe, and also my YouTube channel, Adegoke Omotola on YouTube. So this is just showing up tonight to appreciate those who have been watching us from all over the world. Thank you for supporting us since the 15th of August 2020. We have been showing up. It's only been a particular week that we didn't show up. It's just been by the grace of God. It's been by the grace of God. And so the past 8 months, we have been adding value. We just want to thank God for, yes, you said you just mentioned a topic, leadership and social responsibility. Yes. If there's anyone that wants to speak on leadership and social responsibility, you are passionate about that area, please feel free to reach out to us. Social responsibility, because that's very important. You realize that what is happening all over the world right now, because of COVID, it has created a lacuna, and so there are quite a number of communities that have been neglected, and even beyond communities, there's so many ways, and that's why NGOs and civil society, the role they play is quite instructive. It's quite instructive, very powerful. When you look at the 2 men that passed on, they were giants, Yinka Dumaki and Innocent Chukuma. They represented the, civil society and the, human rights. So, if you are keen and you are excited about the area of social responsibility, please feel free to reach out to us so that we can address that area. So on a final note, I just want to appreciate those of us that have joined tonight. I want to appreciate you for coming in, and I trust that by the special grace of God, like I said, please make sure you write down that date, 11th. God will keep us. 2 amazing ladies are going to be showing up with me and speaking to very, very powerful topics. All right. So once again, happy Easter to you and your families. And thank you for joining us tonight. Have a restful evening. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you. Thank you.